It's Wednesday the 30th of November, and welcome to From the South. Colombia's peace deal with the government and the FARC has finally been approved. The agreement was signed last week and debated in the Senate for 13 hours. Representatives for and against the deal were heard before it was approved. The accord was cemented by a vote of 75-0. Investigators say the crash of a chartered Bolivian plane in Colombia may have been caused by a lack of fuel. They added that the fuel may have been cut off for several reasons, but said that electrical problems were not yet being ruled out. The Monday crash of the British aerospace Avro RJ-85 jet killed at least 71 people. There were 6 survivors. Brazilian and Colombian authorities are investigating the 2 black boxes on the plane. The ashes of the late Cuban revolutionary Fidel Castro are being carried on a 4-day journey across the island. It's being called the Caravan of Freedom and will retrace the route of the revolution's 1959 victory tour. The flag-covered urn rests on a small olive-green trailer, flanked by white flowers and encased in glass. Hundreds of thousands chanted, "I am Fidel" and "Viva Fidel" as the caravan drove past. The trip will end with a final ceremony in the eastern city of Santiago de Cuba on Sunday. Cubans expressed a different truth. Emotions flowed freely as the Caravan of Freedom drove past. Many shed tears of sadness and embraces of joy in an attempt to celebrate the life of the man that shaped theirs. US President-elect Donald Trump has announced he will leave his businesses in order to focus on his new role as president. This will also avoid what is believed to be a conflict of interest. Trump tweeted he will hold a press conference on December 15th with his children in New York City on the matter. Donald Trump has appointed his presidential campaign's National Finance Chairman, Steve Mnuchin, as his Treasury Secretary. Mnuchin is a former Wall Street banker and film producer with no government experience. The Treasury Secretary sets policy for government borrowing and debts and assists in the overhaul of the tax code, among other roles. A Hungarian court has sentenced a Syrian Cypriot man to 10 years in jail for his part in a riot at the Serbian border last year. Ahmed Hamed hurled rocks at police in an attempt to force the border open. This was deemed an act of terror under Hungarian law. In his closing statement, Hamed said he was innocent and not a terrorist. Authorities detained a dormitory manager and 5 other officials after a fire killed at least a dozen, mostly teenage schoolgirls, in the southern province of Adana, Turkey. The fire killed at least 10 students, 1 toddler and 1 adult as flames swept through its mostly wooden interior late on Tuesday. South Korean lawmakers say an impeachment vote against South Korea's scandal-hit president will be postponed by at least a week. Thousands of protesters took part in an anti-government rally demanding the resignation of South Korea's president, Park Geun-hye. Park is the first sitting president to be subject to a criminal probe whilst in office.
Palestinians in the Gaza Strip bitterly harvest the consequences of a decade-long Israeli blockade on the coastal territory. The blockade has undermined the ability of essential services and economic prospects for about 2 million people. It has also resulted in food insecurity, high unemployment and poverty rates, and the dependency on foreign aid to survive. According to the United Nations, the unemployment rate in Gaza, which is considered the highest in the world, stood at over 60% among youth by mid-2016 and is expected to rise.
The economic situation in the Gaza Strip is tragic and could collapse at any moment due to the decade-long Israeli blockade. The deterioration reflects the divisions among Palestinians and 3 Israeli wars launched on Gaza in the past few years.
Meanwhile, the Israeli restrictions imposed on the entry of building materials into Gaza over the past 2 years have impeded the reconstructions of thousands of damaged homes due to recurrent hostilities. Some 60,000 people remain displaced in Gaza after losing their homes during the 2014 summer war. Many of them still live in caravans, enduring extreme weather conditions and limited sanitary facilities. The ongoing power crisis in Gaza is a serious concern nearly to everyone living here. Gaza's only power plant currently operates at less than half capacity due to fuel shortages, tripping up by 18 hours of blackouts a day. The power cuts and the lack of fuel have resulted in further restrictions in the water supply to households, forcing 5 wastewater plants to shorten treatment cycles. Nuhawa Zintelisu TV, Gaza.
More on these and other stories on our website telesurtv.net/English.